Hi everyone, Attorney Michael Loshalpo here. Thank you for joining me on this video. As I sit here, it's about a week away from Thanksgiving Day in November. And I can't help but think about all the things that we need to be thankful for during this season as we enter into the holiday period. We also should be grateful for what we have. The fact that we woke up this morning and we're breathing and our family is healthy for most of us, hopefully. But also it's a time to reflect upon, those who are less fortunate and those who have experienced matters in their lives that we don't plan for. And so I'm going to share a story that was told to me by another fellow estate planning attorney. We've just made up the names so that there can be an anonymity. And it's going to be the story of Bob and Amy. And I'm just warning you, just a spoiler alert, that there's, some of the content in the story is going to be quite emotional and heavy. So just be prepared for it. But it's really telling as to what we should be grateful for and why we should not put off some important planning in our lives. Bob and Amy Johnson were loving parents to 3 young children. Ethan, 10 years old, Sophie, 7 years old, and Max, 4 years old. They were a busy middle-class family, with Bob working as a project manager and Amy running a small home-based business. They often talked about creating an estate plan, but figured that they were too young to worry about it. After all, they were healthy, had no major assets beyond their home, and they believed they had plenty of time. Well, one rainy November evening, tragedy struck. On their way back from a family dinner, a car accident claimed Bob and Amy's lives. Suddenly, their children were left without parents and without a plan for what would happen next. Here is the unfortunate aftermath. Because Bob and Mary had no estate plan, the state stepped in to determine the children's fate. With no legal documentation naming guardians, the court decided who would care for Ethan, Sophie, and Max. Both sides of the family wanted custody, leading to a long and emotionally draining legal battle between Bob's sister Mary and Amy's brother James. In the meantime, the children were placed in foster care. While the placement was temporary, it was devastating for them during an already traumatic time. Mary ultimately won custody, but only after spending $15,000 in attorney's fees and 6 months in court. During this time, she had to navigate her grief while proving she was a suitable guardian. Unfortunately, here is the financial fallout. Bob and Amy's financial situation was equally unprotected. Their savings accounts, retirement funds, and the family home were tied up in probate court, a process that took nearly a year and cost the estate $25,000 in court fees, attorney's fees, and administrative expenses. Mary, now the children's legal guardian, struggles to make ends meet while waiting for the court to release funds from the estate. She had to use her own savings to cover the kids' immediate needs, including school supplies, counseling, and daily expenses. By the time the probate process was over, much of the estate's value had been drained, leaving little to support the children's future needs. This is how an estate plan could have changed everything for Bob and Amy's family. If Bob and Amy had created a comprehensive estate plan, the outcome would have been entirely different. For about $4,000, they could have done the following. They could have named legal guardians. A will would have clearly named Mary as the guardian, ensuring the children went straight to her care without court involvement or foster care. Number 2, they could have avoided probate. A revocable living trust could have transferred their assets directly to a spendthrift trust for the children's benefit. This would have saved the estate tens of thousands of dollars in probate fees and avoided a year-long delay. Number 3, they could have provided financial security. The spendthrift trust would have allowed Mary to access funds to cover the children's expenses while preserving the bulk of the estate for their future, including college tuition. And finally, it could have reduced emotional stress. By clearly documenting their wishes, Bob and Amy would have spared their family of the emotional toll of legal battles and financial uncertainty. So what is the clear takeaway from this story? Bob and Amy's story is a heartbreaking reminder of why estate planning is essential for families, especially those with children. For the cost of an estate plan, which is a fraction of what the probate and custody battles ultimately cost their family, they could have ensured a smooth transition for their children, financial security, and peace of mind for their loved ones. If you've been putting off creating your estate plan, don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family, your assets, and your peace of mind today. So you can't say I didn't warn you about the Bob and Amy story. It was certainly a heavy one, but I think it drives home a very important point. Our actions or inactions can sometimes affect others that we love. In the case of Bob and Amy, they were just busy. They thought that they didn't need a plan. But ultimately, those loved ones that they left behind, including their 3 children, really suffered the most. So during this time of year where it's time to be thankful and time to count our blessings and just spend time with family, let's make sure that we're doing things that we should do, if not for ourselves, but for those that we love and care about. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Now, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we want to make a special offer to all those who are watching and listening to this. We're going to offer a voucher that entitles the holder to a free peace of mind planning session with me, your estate planning attorney, via Zoom for 60 to 90 minutes, where we're going to actually plan out your estate plan so that you can care for and protect your loved ones. Anybody who holds this and cashes in on it will get a waiver of our normal planning fee of $390. So it has an immediate value of $390. We will not charge that. You can take that and give it to your friends or family, or you could use it yourself. All you've got to do is reach out, send me an email, and I'm happy to send you the voucher. We hope that you will use it wisely and it will have a major impact on your lives, your loved ones' lives, or your friends and their loved ones' lives. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to help a lot of families out there protect their loved ones so that we can avoid the Bob and Amy story. Have a great season, everyone.